answering the phone. You said he was at home with you with the kids. Can you put him on for me?
He's busy right now with the kids. He's in the pool. I mean, I can't put him on. I mean, stop being so needy. Let the guy have some fun. He's swimming.
Okay, but it's kind of important. Can you just get him on the phone?
Oh, come on, baby. It can't be that important. I'll tell him whatever you need me to tell him. Or just wait until you get home and you can talk to him. You're swimming with the kids. They're going to all cry, and then I'm going to have to go out there. It's just going to be crazy. You'll be all right, you know. You'll be fine. Give the guy a break.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess he's just swimming with the kids. You can't get him.
No, honey. He's swimming with the kids. Oh, man, I don't know what you don't get. Just give him a break. You don't need him every minute of the day. Jeez, I mean, you just left. You'll be fine.
All right, well, okay.
We'll see you when you get home. Bye.
All right, bye. Wow.
Let's go!
So who's swimming with the kids then right now?
That's good.
It's probably Jay.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Miss Kafue. So in this video we are talking about, you already guessed it, mama's boys. Oh my god. Have you ever dated a mama's boy? Do you know a mama's boy? Let me tell you ladies, dating a mama's boy will have you in your early grave. Anyway, ladies, I have a compilation for you. You'll get to see women's experiences with mama's boy, what women think about mama's boys, and you'll get to learn so much from this video. So ladies, stick around till the end, and then I'll be back to give my take on this video.
According to Oxford Dictionary, a mama's boy is a boy or a man who is excessively, and excessively is underlined, y'all, excessively influenced by or attached to his mother. Disclaimer: we are not talking about people who rely on their moms or dads because they've fallen on hard times.
Yeah, no.
We're not talking about like emergency situations.
Absolutely not.
We're not talking about, oh, your house burnt down and now you living at your mom's house. Yes. We are talking about fully capable and able-bodied people with jobs, careers, who are unnecessarily and unhealthily attached to their mothers, and who enable strange and weird behavior from their moms towards the women that they're with. The man is either stuck to his mom or his mom is stuck to him and won't let him live his life. Let him be with a girl.
Every girl is a grill.
Yeah.
I'm grilling you.
It's an issue.
You're not qualified. You're not worthy. You don't wear the crowns and the pearls to be with this caliber of a man. But in my head, and my question is, if you're such a good mom, why not let him go?
Yeah.
If you are dating a mama's boy, my advice to you is leave right now. And the reason why I am telling you to leave is because you cannot compete with his mother, and he should not make you feel as if there is a competition. You cannot compete with the first titty that he has sucked. You cannot compete with the first vagina that he's ever felt. His body was pushed out of her. So if he doesn't know how to put her in her place, it should never be up to you. You should never feel like you have to address your man's mother. That is for him to do. And if he does not do that, he not only does not respect you, but he does not respect the relationship, and he refuses to make his mother respect you. She doesn't disrespect you because she's disrespectful. She disrespects you because your son or your man is not man enough to put his foot down. So if his mother comes first, then he should date his mom. I am True First.
In this video, we're going to look at the difficulties of dating or being married to a mama's boy. Okay, here's a mum and here's her son, and the mum's not happy deep down, and you know, maybe her work or her marriage doesn't make her happy, but there's an enmeshment going towards her son. She sees her son as an extension of herself. He is one of the biggest forms of supply of her happiness. She focuses on him every single day. He fills up her thoughts a lot. She smothers him. There's so much energy going from her to him, and it's a dysfunctional, enmeshed cord. And because of this, she's now created his dependency on her and her dependency on him in an emotional way. This is a problem for this boy because when he grows up and he starts dating or even getting married, then he's got an entitlement issue. He's not going to take responsibility because he's been spoiled and indulged. He's also got an attachment and a guilt towards his mother. This is a very strong cord. So yeah, there's an attachment and a guilt going towards his mother, and it's very difficult to individuate from his mother. Now, this is a problem in his marriage or dating life because his mum is the priority. Yeah, he's not going to defend you. He's going to defend his mum first because that's his first love. There's this enmeshment cord. So the guilt and the kind of priority is her because that's what she's trained in. You know, he's going to do what she says. She's going to have her opinions on everything. Again, there's the entitlement. She's going to try to control you too because, you know, now you're a threat. You're coming in between this cord as a woman. You're the wife or the girlfriend. She's going to see you as a threat. She's going to try and control and manipulate you too, which is an issue. There's going to be comparisons. He might say, oh yeah, my mum's dinner is better than yours. Oh, I love my mum's apple pie more. So there's always those kind of comparisons. And he's not independent. He has not cut this cord. Okay, so it's difficult to break the cord for this guy, but if he wants to go forward and be individuated, if he wants to go forward and be independent, and if he wants to go forward to have healthy, happy relationships, he needs to cut this attachment and guilt towards his mother. Okay, so hope this video helps you guys and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Let's talk about mama's boys. And to clarify, a mama's boy is not a man who loves and respects his mom, but a man who lacks boundaries with his mom to the point where it affects all of his other relationships, especially the one that he has with his partner. And from my understanding, this can happen for a lot of different reasons, like his mom raising him to put her as number one in his life. So he prioritizes her feelings, opinions, thoughts over everyone else's, along with the fact that she coddles him. So he quite literally depends on her for everything. And because she raised him like this, he will usually grow up to become an adult who is not self-reliant and independent. So when he enters into a relationship, a romantic one, with a woman, he will usually expect that woman to do everything that his mom did. And when she is not able to do that, he will run back to his mom and tell his mom, in which his mom is not going to act surprised because she already doesn't think that there is a woman walking this earth who is good enough for her son. When you are with a mama's boy, you will constantly be in the shadow of his own mother. And if you decide to have kids with this person, that dynamic is only going to become even more obvious. And because she has this type of hold on him so well into adulthood, he will also usually act in problematic ways. Like he will share private information between the two of you to his mom, in which she did not need to know any of it. He'll most likely be willing to defend his mom to you, but not be willing to defend you to his mom. And he might even go as far as to ask his mom to make decisions for him about your relationship and things that only pertain to you two. It is not possible to be in a healthy relationship with a man who is already in a relationship with another woman who just happens to be his mom. You cannot compete with a man's own mother, and you deserve more than to have to expect to do that.
There's a huge difference between a man who is close with his mother and has a good relationship with her and a mama's boy. And here's why you're going to want to avoid being with a mama's boy. Mama's boys tend to be overly attached to their mother, meaning they have a very difficult time separating. No matter how well you treat him, no matter what you do for him, if he's a mama's boy, his mom is always going to come before you. And in many cases, a mama's boy is going to go straight to his mom for support instead of you. Another reason is mama's boys care too much about what their mom thinks, and if his mom thinks negatively of you, it's going to cause conflict and it's going to cause drama. In these types of situations, if the mom disapproves of the relationship or is overly involved in the relationship, it's not going to look good for you guys. And this is in great part because mama's boys have a difficulty with making independent decisions of their own because they're always relying on their mommy for guidance. Bro, you're a grown fucking man. Make your own decision. Another thing to understand is mama's boys on average usually want everything to go their way because this is how they were conditioned from their upbringing due to their mother's treatment. His mom has treated him in such a way to that everything is going according to how he wants it, and he's going to look for this exact treatment in you. This one might be a little weird, but it happens. Dealing with a mama's boy, his mom can blame you for tearing apart their mother and son bond. If that man is a mama's boy, he ain't gonna back you up over what his mom says about you. His mom could be criticizing the way you dress, criticizing the things you do, criticizing the way you cook, criticizing anything about you, speaking of you derogatory in ill manners, and he is not gonna back you up. He will always take her side over you. And one of the biggest, if not the biggest red flag when dealing with a mama's boy is you're basically dealing with a grown ass child. And to be honest on that one, I don't even think that requires any elaboration because I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about. So avoid a mama's boy at all costs because it is not in your position to be that man's mother. He's gonna expect you to cook like her, clean like her. What the fuck? Are you serious? You're your own individual. You are not his mom. Avoid mama's boys at all costs. Trust me on this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, or feel free to share this with anyone who you think might find it interesting. Mucho mango? This should be hitting, to be honest.
If you come into a man's life and you feel like you got to compete with his mother for his attention, his time, his priority, that is not a relationship for you. Some men are still emotionally dependent on their mothers, and those mama's boys ain't ready to be husbands, ain't ready to protect and provide for you, to prioritize you, to look after your needs because they're too preoccupied with trying to satisfy their damn mother. The Bible talks about how a man will leave his mother and his father and stick with his wife. What I look like having my spiritual threefold core, my soulmate, competing with my mother for my attention. If this man is a mama's boy, he ain't ready to be your husband. He got to divorce himself from his mama first. Just like you can't date a married man, you cannot date a man that's married to his mother emotionally. Everything they do is to please their mother, and you're secondary. You cannot have a healthy, functional relationship with a man that's supposed to be your leader if he's still following his mother. I don't see how y'all put up with like this.
Control them with their triggers. If it's a mama's boy, and you know it's a mama's boy, and he's acting like a mama's boy, it's like, I know you got to go ask your mom first. I know you got to run this past your mom first. So after you run this past your mother, would you let me know if you can do A, B, C, and D? I don't have to run it past my mother. Well, normally you do. So, if they think that they know everything and they're super smart and you want to take them down a notch and control them, you can say, I know you don't know a lot about this subject, like, many other people do. But, what do you think about A, B, C, and D? I mean, I know you're not a pro or anything. I know you don't have a lot of information, but, just the best of your knowledge. Then they'll go become a pro on whatever you're asking them, or, whatever. And they'll come back and give you all the information. That way you don't have to do any research. And then whatever you're asking about, you can come back later and say, oh, well, that thing that we were talking about? Well, I think I want to start a business, or I want to invest in that. And that sounds such a good idea. You gave me a great idea. Now it's their idea. You're so smart. Thank you so much. You are so smart. Thank you I knew you knew more. I guess I underestimated you. So do you think it's a good idea to invest in that? Yeah. How much do you think is a good idea? How much would you invest?
I cannot marry a mommy's boy. If you cannot leave your father and your mother, especially your mother, it's not happening. Now some other people can bear me. I'm saying what will be on my own list though. If something inside you resonates with it, you can write it in your list. I'm praying that we will correct some people's list today. We will rewrite some lists in the name of Jesus. Personally, I cannot marry a mommy's boy because most people who are still mommy's boys is a case of immaturity. And when the chips are down, it means he cannot protect you. And for me, it was so important because for instance, when I met Pastor K, very first day I met his mom, very first day. So he introduced me to her that day, and she greeted me, went upstairs, and then he was watching a movie downstairs, and I was telling him, this 6:30, it's time to go. He was like, I know, he wants to finish the movie. He'll finish the movie before he takes me home. I was like, I can just go and take a bus. He said, no, he will take me home. He insisted. So I sat there waiting for him to finish watching the movie. Incidentally, I'd seen the movie before, so I just sat there waiting for him. So a few minutes to 7, his mother now comes downstairs. And she asked me one question. If you were raised in my generation, you will know that that question is not really a question. So she asked me, is your mother not at home? And you know that that question means you should not be here. You should be at home doing something for your mother. And truly, my mother was not at home. My mother was not in town. So that was why it was a few minutes to 7 and I was still outside, which was an abomination. And this I'm telling you, I've worked for many years. I've graduated school 7 years, I'll be 6 years after I graduated school. That's university. I've worked. That's 7 o'clock. I can't be outside. And so when she told me that thing, and I started hitting Pastor K's leg, that come on, as in I'm going no more. So I stood up and I said, sit there now. Hey, I say, which kind will be this one? And I said, Mama, na me delay, I won't take and go out. And right now, he's very happy I distracted him. But I'm just saying. So, I'm joking. Me and Mama are very good friends now. For what people go and tell her now. But we're very good friends. So anyhow, when we were leaving, he said something to me that made me know that he was not a mommy's boy at all. And funny enough, he's the last born. So if anybody should be a mommy's boy, he should. But it was very clear, you know. So I knew that this was a man who could protect me. And if I waited 8 years and they didn't kick me out and they didn't ask me a question once, I'm sure they were asking him, he didn't reach me. So that's my point. You can't marry somebody who every decision in your house, mommy said, even David, my 3-year-old, even when he's doing mommy, there's where I shout at him, hey man, what's that? Because mommy's boys are boys that we did not correct when they were doing that nonsense. We allow them grow, come Junior, don't mind them, come, mommy loves you, all this nonsense. When the chips are there, mommy won't always be there. So he has to be strong. I was telling him, behave like a man, you are man. And it is behaving like that now. When you see something, you now do, So, you know, he thinks he's Incredible Hulk, but it's better than thinking you are mommy's something. I don't like all those things. So for me, personally, some other women can handle it, but for me, I can't marry mommy's boy. Even the Bible tells us that you must be a man, and then you must leave father and mother. And not only that, you must cleave to your wife. So you must be someone who is seeing that this, my wife, is my family. So she's me. I need to protect her. Not any decisions that we need to take, we take them together. Like you say, mommy said, mommy. And why would a man be calling his mother mom? I'm sorry. I think that's what a 5-year-old or max a 10-year-old should do. But that's my personal opinion. So it's fine. But I will not marry a mommy's boy. Okay?
Can you stop doing that? See, my mama is right. You always start it. Why do you involve your mom in our arguments? Because you're always wrong and she's right. Then go date your mother if you always want to spend time with her. It's not a bad thing, but you always choose her over me. You're weird for saying that, but she's my mom. I will always choose her side. And when we get married, you're gonna choose her side? Whoa. Who said we're getting married? Then why am I wasting my time with you if we're not getting married? My mom needs to approve of this. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? This whole argument, you tell your mom she hates me more, no approval. Well, my mom has to be involved in every decision that I make, so if she doesn't like you, then you have to go. I am not waiting for you. I am leaving. You're in love with your mom is in love with you. Just marry her instead. It's because you don't understand the bond between my mom. My mom will always come first, before you. Even if you're the mother of my kids, even if we're married.
Advice my grandma gave me on men and relationships. Mama's boys. You're in danger, girl. And how to deal with a monster-in-law. She's like, listen, if you choose to go down this path, understand one thing. Buckle up, buttercup. It's not a battle you're gonna win, but at least you'll know how to play the game. Mothers of mama's boys. They want to make sure that they are not usurped as the queen. She wants to be the queen and she will do whatever it takes to stay there. Know that his mother will break you. I'm like, Nani, you're scaring me. Number 2, a mama's boy always knows what his mother's like. So number 3, don't complain about her. He doesn't care. Number 4, she will interfere in all kinds of things, in everything. You decorate your house, how much money you spend, what you're gonna eat. So this is what you're gonna do. This is where the real psychological warfare comes in. You gotta try to get her on your side. And she's not gonna make it easy. You're gonna have to kill her with kindness. It'll be a lot harder for her to poison his mind against you. The second piece of advice she gave was pick your battles. She's like, you don't need to win everything. Number 3, don't try to get her on your side by complaining about her son. Just know that he is the little prince and you're not changing that. That boy's been put on a pedestal and he can do no wrong. This manipulative, I was like, this is all in the interest of staying married. She's like, being with a mama's boy is not for the faint of heart. Keep in mind, I was 16 years old when she was giving me this advice. I tell you, this conversation traumatized me. It did. My grandma was born in East Africa in the 1900s and she'd seen a lot of shit. I know that my nanny ma gave me this advice coming from a place of love because she just wanted me to have a better life than her.
Single, simple phrase that can help you if you are stuck in a relationship with a mama's boy. Now, a mama's boy, key characteristics are they don't want to take responsibility, they don't have ambition, they won't provide for you, they won't protect you. Sometimes they're players, sometimes they're non-committal. Basically comes from an unhealthy attachment with his mom. And so if you're by any chance in a relationship when maybe you have kids, maybe you're married, maybe it's not feasible to leave this relationship, then according to this book, Love's Hidden Symmetry by Bert Hellinger, he is a family constellations therapist, to say it sincerely, meaning you have to feel this in your heart. You don't have to say it to him, you can say it inside of yourself. So get in touch with your heart and practice saying this phrase, I really respect the love that you have for your mom. Try it out, let me know how it goes.
Never mess with a mama's boy. And let me tell you why. Why are you parking next to me? It's a big fucking lot. There's so many spaces. The many ex-boyfriends that I've had, I've only dated 2 mama's boys. Why I made the same mistake twice, I have no fucking clue. But there's a clear difference between men who love their mom and men who are in love with their mom. One of my ex-boyfriends was like in love with his mom, like an unhealthy amount of in love. I'd sleep in his mother's bed with him sometimes at night. I know what you're thinking, Faith, why did you date him if you knew this? Obviously, I'm not dating him anymore. Didn't know this when I first started dating him. His mom and him would sleep in the same bed together and they would like converse and like cuddle and stuff like that. And it was just really weird. But this man conned me because the first month we were dating, none of this happened. But after the free trial was up, then everything started happening. He would ask his mom on dates with us. Every date he would call his mom.
I don't know the appropriate way to say this, but I hate a mama's boy. What I love, a daddy's boy. Mama's boys are needy, want to be taken care of, but also controlling at the same time and suffer from a plethora of issues relating to women. Daddy's boys, on the other hand, had a masculine role model. They know how to be a man. They know how to be a man in a healthy relationship. They know how to be a man with a daughter. Had a first-hand role model at doing it. For purposes of this argument, we're taking all toxic people out of the equation, all toxic parents. We're just talking strictly a good mom or a good dad. I'd rather my husband be a daddy's boy.
Words of advice. Never date a mama's boy. I'm telling y'all. You'll regret it. I know you will. Because I dated one for like 3 months. It was not long at all. But it was so stupid. Like, the guy did absolutely nothing nice for me. At all. And I'm like positive that his mom was like just telling him to like never go out of his way or do anything like special for me or any girl in general, because he was literally obsessed with his mom. They did like everything together and, you know, she just wanted him for herself. We never even went out on like nice dates or anything. The only time he would invite me out, it was to like benefit him. So we would like go to the gym because he was really into working out. One time I like went with him to the vet to like pick up his dog. Like that was his idea of a date. We never went anywhere nice. He never did a single thing for me because his mom would literally tell him like not to go out of his way. Don't spend money on girls or even go out to dinner with a girl. Like, and I love a guy who loves his mom and like respects her, appreciates her. My boyfriend now loves his mom and would do anything for her. But like he has his own opinions and own thoughts on life. Like he doesn't listen to every single thing she tells him, you know? Like, I can't deal with that. This guy could have been on this show, Mama's Boy, or whatever it's called. something mama's boy. Because that's literally what it was. So freaking weird.
Something I think is so weird is that relationship dynamic where the mom is like obsessed with the son and the son's obsessed with the mom, to the point where when the son has a girlfriend, the girlfriend feels like she's competing for her spot with the mom. I think there's a certain line where moms and their son should be close. Like, obviously moms and sons being close is amazing, but like there's a line. Like, there's a point where these moms and sons are obsessed with each other. Like, their sons tell them everything. Like, their sons go to them before their own girlfriend, blah 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 blah. Like, they basically rely on their mom 24/7. I used to talk to a guy who was kind of like that. Like, I felt like I was always competing with the mom. Like, everything he would talk about would be about his mom. Like, yeah, it gets cute, but then it gets a bit much at a certain point where it's like, why are you talking about your mom in this context? But then it was also like, if we were ever to get in an argument, he would bring his mom into the argument. Or like, if we ever got into a fight or something, he would literally go to his mom and tattletale on his mom about me. What the hell? Like, it's just so weird to me, but like, why? Like, I hope that makes sense.
When we see that you are too dependent on your mother, we know what that means. That means that you expect a torch to be passed and us then to mother you. And then you know what happens after that? Then we're too mothering and smothering. And then it's our fault and we're too controlling. It is a red flag off the bat. Run for the fucking hills if you are dating a mommy's boy.
I've always had this thing where I'm never going to compete with your mom. So if I'm dating a person or if I'm in a relationship with a person, there should be no competition with your mom. Your mom is in a separate category. She is priority in and of itself. However, once you have a partner, your partner also takes priority as well, right? And so if I feel like you're being a little too dependent or not as self-sufficient as I would want you to be, where you're relying on your mom to cook, to clean, to do laundry, etc., I just don't think that's a good sign, because that's foreshadowing how it can potentially carry over into our relationship. And I'm not here to be your maid. I'm here to be your equal. And so that just doesn't sit right with me. And
I don't think a lot of men realize that their mother is in love with them. Fellas, it's not normal for your mother to be hostile to your girlfriend or wife. Unwarranted, of course. If she's a piece of shit, she's a piece of shit. And if she is, why are you with her? But if you hear your own mother saying, oh, she's taking you away from me, oh, you always side with her instead of me, it's giving side piece behavior. And I bring this up, a lot of men are like, no woman's ever gonna love me like my mama does. They're not supposed to. Maternal love is supposed to be different from romantic love. A lot of times this happens either from single mothers or women who are married to absolute pieces of crap, and they latch onto their sons for the emotional needs that their husbands don't give them. And when they finally come across a woman who's willing to bring it up and be like, that's odd. You dudes get super defensive of your mother. Oh, well, she's all I've ever had. She raised me. Yeah. And if she wasn't unhealthily attached to you, she would want you to find happiness. She should want to have a healthy relationship with the woman that you choose to spend your life with. Your mother should not be fighting for your attention. I don't necessarily blame a lot of men for going along with this, because they don't know. They grew up and they thought it was normal. But when you have a woman who loves you and she cares about you and they sit you down and they say, this is a problem, maybe listen to her.
I am forever impressed at the way that boy moms, they just expose themselves. I don't even have to put any work. You come here uninvited and you say weird shit like this. I make a video on here talking about how there's a demographic of mothers that use their sons incestually to make up for the lack of love and affection that their husbands don't give them. It's obviously not all mothers, but it's a lot of mothers. And your response is, it's giving you don't have a son. You just wouldn't understand a mother's love for her son. You're right. And I fucking hope I never do if it's anything like this. Mothers like you are royally fucking up your kids. And you don't care. As long as you're getting what you need, fuck the kid, right? You don't have any interest in learning how to better yourself as a parent, as a person, how to not harm your children. But I mean, I don't have a son. God, y'all are just so weird.
So here are two signs that you are dating a mama's boy who doesn't know he's a mama's boy, because mama is married to him and controls him in the back end and he has no clue. So number one is a mama's boy who doesn't know he's a mama's boy. The nature of his relationship with his mom suddenly changes right after he meets you, or things are starting to get serious. They change. Either she will fall out with him, she will start a fight, she will start contention, there will start big conflict because she is drawing and calling his energy back to her. And they fight as if they're lovers. They fall out as if they're lovers. And it's a big fallout, and he's preoccupied with her because she's calling his energy back. The other one is when she starts to chase him. All of a sudden, they used to speak maybe every so often, a few times a week. Now she calls him every day, and they have very long conversations. This break in pattern, you will feel your partner's energy pulling back. That's a mom.
When I was pregnant with my son, I cannot tell you how many boy moms tried to convince me that I was going to love my son more than I love my daughter. I can confidently say that both my kids drive me equally fucking crazy. I love both of my kids with the fire of 1,000 suns, equally. My love for them has nothing to do with their gender. There were people who would try to convince me that I didn't know what a mother's love was like yet because I only had a daughter and I didn't have a son. And they were trying to convince me that I would not know what a mother's love was truly like until my son was born. I would always feel deeply offended when someone said this to me, because how dare you insult my daughter like that? You're telling me that my love for my daughter means nothing. You are telling me that only my love for my son is valid because he's a boy and it's different. It's not different to me. If you are treating your kids differently based on their gender and you're favoring your son because he's a male, do you think that your son is going to grow up respecting women? Because if you're clearly favoriting your son over your daughter, I promise you, those kids can feel that. It is already hard enough as it is to be a woman in this world. We want our girlies to just know that they can change the world, and their gender is not going to hold them back.
I don't know what weird ass boy mom need to hear this, but stop calling your son sexy daddy. I'm looking at you sideways, okay? Because ain't no reason why y'all using these adjectives to describe these grown ass men on y'all sons, okay? He's not a fine ass little boy. That's weird, okay? Because let a grown ass man say, ooh, look at that sexy mama. She gonna be something when she get older. All bets is off. Now he's a predator. Ain't no double standard in that. Stop being weird.
Can we stop with the weird trend saying that, like, your son growing up is like a breakup? This is my second of 2 sons. The entire purpose of my job is to get them to leave. Not like never talk to me again, but like leave and be self-sufficient and independent and like maybe find a partner. I'm like, what? I understand the like bitter sweetness of watching your children grow up, but that is not specific to boys. That's like, I look back at the baby pictures of my daughter who's now 8, going on 9, going on 46. And I'm like, oh, when she was a squishy little baby, thank you so much for the carrot, thank you. But that's just parenting. They get older and you like miss the little baby that they were because they're older. That's not, stop making it weird. It's not a slow breakup. Go to therapy. Imagine if a dad said this about his daughter. Imagine. Like, it shouldn't feel that way.
Would you marry me, Mom? Would you marry me? Would you marry me?
No, you don't. No.
Why? Why do you want me?
I'm your mommy.
But you want to.
You gotta ask another girl.
Why?
I can't be your wife.
Why?
I can only be your mom.
I want to be like a princess when you marry me.
I could be a princess when somebody else marry me.
I marry you. I try to marry you, Mom. I didn't marry you,
My boy moms feel me on this, but my son has my heart and my soul. I obviously am obsessed with Stevie Lee. She is just the greatest little girl in the world. But my whole life, I always wanted to be a boy mom.
I could absolutely never relate to these boy moms. I find it to be incredibly incestuous to think this way. And I feel like let me backtrack. Since I've become a creator with a fairly large following, I have been very, very cognizant of the things that I talk about in regards to my children on this app. Because digitally, this is going to be here for a long time. And I always try to think, if my sons came across this video, how would that make them feel? And if I made a video saying that my youngest, my little baby boy, was the pride and joy, my heart and soul in my life, how do you think that would make my oldest son feel if he ever came across that? And not only that, but how would it make my youngest feel? This is such a strange type of boy mom trope or incredibly unhealthy relationship with their sons, and I will never relate to it.
Ladies, let me tell you something. You can never win in a relationship with a mama's boy. Just leave it alone and let him marry his mama. You can never win in a relationship with a mama's boy. And I repeat, let me tell you why. I'm sure you've watched the video, but this is just my personal take. So if you're interested, let's continue. Let's continue. If you love my talks, by the way, I have a new channel called The Truth Serum. And in that channel, it will be only me talking. Maybe I'll be referencing some videos, but 90% will be me talking my personal takes. So if you love these personal takes, please head over there. It's called The Truth Serum. Please head over there, subscribe. I'm dropping the first video today, ladies. So anyway, ladies, back to the topic. I was telling you, you can never win in a relationship with a mama's boy, mainly because this man will have some childish tendencies. Every decision he needs to make, even if it's buying you flowers, he'll be calling his mom to ask whether to buy you flowers. Every decision he needs to make, whether it's sleeping on the left side of his body or cuddling you at night, he'll be asking his mama whether to cuddle you at night, whether you can have sex at night. His mama will be in all the details. These women of these mothers of these men tend to be involved in every aspect of the relationship. They'll be knowing even what kind of color pant you have today. Trust me. They'll be knowing everything. The sons tell them everything. Myself, I dated a mama's boy. and you know what's crazy? I didn't even realize he was a mama's boy until the relationship was over. There's this one day, that guy fought with his friend, and his friend was like yelling, "Oh, you're a mama's boy." And at that time, I thought it was just insults. You know how love is blind? Yeah. Your girl was Miss Stevie Wonder at the time. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. I just thought it was insults. But later on, I'm like, wait, that guy was right. Indeed, this was a mama's boy. Like, come on. You know, if I noticed when I was in the relationship, trust me, I always be in that relationship because they were so good at hiding it. So I came and noticed after the relationship, because of the kind of information his mother had about us. That's when I knew this man told him everything. The kind of information this woman had about us was overwhelming. That's when I knew this woman has conditioned this boy. It's like they do it deliberately. They want their sons to be dependent on them. Trust me, these women are evil too, because they tend to make their sons dependent on them in an unhealthy way. Thereby, they'll be ruining this child. They don't care how the child will turn out in the world, what his relationships with women will be. They just care about the supply they're getting from these sons. And most of these women are narcissists, because I mentioned supply. They just care about the supply they're getting from these boys. So they don't care about how his marriages will end up, how his relationships will play out. That's why you see these kind of men struggle in relationships. And it's such a shame. If you saw the first video on this video, that man is there laughing, and this mother-in-law is there telling this woman that she's so needy. Can you imagine? And even lying, and this man is rejoicing. Trust me, I'd be there. I'd be out of that situation. Like, that situation is screaming so many red duvets that I will not be there. Right now, if I hear a man telling me like his mom, like we were just talking for 30 minutes and you just mentioned your mom more than 10 times, like I don't want to do this, because what do you mean? Everyone has a mom. No one landed here via hypnosis or osmosis. Everyone has a mom. So what is so special about this mother of yours? And most of the time, these women ain't shit. Trust me, they ain't shit, baby. They ain't shit. Like, if you look at you, you're the shit. If you look at his mom, oh God, baby, let me not even comment. If you look at your mom is the shit. But half of these moms who have made their sons mama's boy ain't shit. Like, they ain't shit.
They are mean, they are condescending, like for them to even make their sons like that. And they end up ruining these sons' lives. Some of them even don't support them to like get a career and like leave them and like live their own lives because they fear that these sons won't give them the supply they need. And that's why, ladies, we were asking, why do some people really have kids? Do you have kids because of the supply they are giving you? I think that's unfair, having a child just for them to take care of you or to make you happy. Why can't you make yourself happy? Why can't you make yourself happy? You really need to ask yourself why we are having these kids, because some people are having kids for very selfish reasons. So you find that they do it deliberately. Some of them even don't empower their sons. They don't take them to college. They don't support them to have a career. They don't support them to do things on their own. They only do that when they realize how much damage it has caused. When they realize they're also tired of that son. They're also tired of being dependent upon. But they're not tired of the supply. They're just tired of carrying the baggage, but not the supply. I've described the relationship between the mother and the son. So you're here, very innocent, beautiful. You have your shit together. I mean, you're the shit. Even the mama sees you're the shit, bitch. And she can't even fathom how this man was able to get your attention, to like wing it with you. Like, it's almost as if she gets offended when she realizes she's not on your level. Like, how come my son is attracted to this type of women who are so above me? Like it feels like it's an insult to her. So she'll start tearing you down. At first, she'll pretend. She'll pretend to like you. She'll pretend to be on your side. She'll get close to you. But after some few weeks or months, it doesn't matter, or even years, they'll start plotting against you. Especially after you get pregnant or after the first child, they'll start plotting against you. Even if in the morning you argued with this man will be running to his mama to tell him everything. Even if this man got a job and got some money, this mama will be telling her son, come on, don't send anything to your family. Send everything to me. That's how much they control them. I'm speaking from experience. I've seen how these women behave. And trust me when I tell you, the best mother-in-laws are dead. The best mother-in-laws don't exist, sister. And if you have one, oh God, you're lucky. But I don't believe there are any good mother-in-laws. I'm sorry. I don't. I used to. But when I tell you, life humbled me so quick, I realized the best mother-in-laws are dead. They are dead. They don't exist. They don't. So be very careful. Watch how that man treats his mother. There's a difference between a man who loves and respects his mother, which is all we ask for, and a man who is just unhealthily enmeshed to the mother. There's a difference. So be very careful about the kind of men you're getting entangled with, because you'll be crying, you'll be miserable. Can you imagine getting married to a man for 30 years and he's a mama's boy? My dear, it will lead you to your early grave. You'll be so miserable. You'll be so unhappy. You'll always believe the problem is you, that you're the one tearing them apart. Meanwhile, this man is not a man. This man is still suckling on his mom's teats. Let me tell you something. The reason why I'm so interested in these topics is because myself, I have a boy child. And the last thing I want to be, I really don't want to be that woman who raised a man who causes harm to women. I'm pro-women. I don't want a man who will abuse women, who will see women as objects. Like that. If that happens, then I failed. I failed in life. I failed. It doesn't matter whether I'm a billionaire. Just know I failed. I don't want to be that woman. And the thing is that these mama's boys, they take joy in harming you. They take pride and joy. They're always so evil. And if you watch, they are so unhappy deep down. Like their relationships are always like in shambles. Like nothing is working for them. Their career, like nothing is working for these women. No wonder they are like that. No wonder they see their sons as their husbands. And some men wake up, but some men never wake up. And the men who never wake up, they never end up having anything substantial. And they'll be looking for a mom. They'll be wanting you to do everything his mom does for him. Whether the mom pays all the bills, my sister, you'll be required to pay all the bills. The way the mom is handling that situation. For instance, for me, the man I told you I dated who is a mama's boy, his mom handles all the bills. So this man expected me to be like her. Even this woman expected me to handle all the bills for this man because she handles hers. So she thinks we are the same. No, baby. Hey, we come from different fabrics. We are raised different. I was not raised out of survival. I was raised out of love. I know what I want. I know my value. Like, don't let these people get into your head. Don't let these people make you think as if you're asking for too much when you like question that relationship. Don't make them think that you're asking for too much. And something else I noticed, when you notice like that mother-in-law does not like you, don't kill her with kindness. No, just let her be like that. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. After all, you're not there to be liked by her. You're there for your husband. You're there as long as your husband is in love with you, as long as your husband is pro you, as long as your husband defends you. That's where you are. That's where your focus should be. Your focus should not be on his mother. You did not marry his mother. Let his mother deal with her own hate, with her own emotions, far away from you. Don't give her the space to harm you. Don't even give her the space to poison your kids. That's another thing they do. They'll go after your kids. They'll try and poison them against you. They'll be asking them questions 24/7. When you call your kids when they're with them, they'll be telling them what to say on the phone. They are that toxic. They are that mean. And they think that you don't know. They think that you're so stupid. They think that every time you'll fall for their abuse. Ladies, don't be that person. Let me tell you, these people will get you into a spiritual warfare. You'll be so miserable dating a mama's boy, or even worse, getting married or having children with a mama's boy. My dear, you'll be the one raising that man and that child together. That mama will give you her son to raise, not to be your husband, to raise him. You came to this world to raise her son, not your children. No, her son is the baby. Hey, my dear, I disagree with killing them with kindness. After all, if a person hates you, they hate you. They can never love you. My thing is that show them who you are. Show them who you are. Show them they don't mess with you. And if they ever do, if you ever get a chance to like confront them, like something is not, give them your all. Do your big one. Go wild completely. If they get disrespectful, get disrespectful. Show them who you are. Show them you can go below there. Show them you can go all the way to the gutter. So that in their mind, they always know, we don't mess with that woman. She's crazy. If they call you crazy, just know you won. Yeah, show them who they don't mess with. Show them they don't mess with you. Don't kill them with kindness. No, don't even use your energy to make anyone like you. If they don't like you, always remind them why they don't. And that's because you don't take bullshit. You don't take bullshit. Between me and like my ex-mother-in-law, the line is so clear. That woman cannot mess with me. She knows what's coming. She knows I don't bullshit. She knows I'll go far and beyond for my child. She knows who I am. She knows I'm the big dog right now. No one messes with me. Let me tell you, you have to show them who you are. Don't let people play with you. And this doesn't apply for only those people. Even for your friends, people who switch up on you, people who treat you wrong. One day, give them a piece of your mind so raw. Like, be so freaking uncontrollable. Be so freaking mad. Show them how you're mad. I disagree with this thing of be silent, act like it doesn't bother you. No, if people really cross the line, especially a boundary that involves kids or certain things or money or such sensitive things to you, show them who you are. I didn't say beat them or put your hands on them. Give them a piece of your mind. Give them a piece of your mind. I used to give them a piece of my mind. They used to call my sister to report me. Let me tell you. Oh my God. Never let these people play with you, ladies. Another thing is that these men will share all your private information. I remember some time back, I told that man, like, we are having a photo shoot this Sunday, me and my son. You can tag along and get a couple of pictures with him. So I thought that this was our thing. Like, a couple of days later, his mom calls me like, oh, and he told me you're going for a shoot this Sunday. You know, I don't like people knowing about my plans. Especially her, if she knows about your plans, the plans won't work out. Trust me. The plans won't work out. She's the last person you need to know your plans. Let me just tell you something. So this man had already told the mother even such things, even your plans. He tells them. So I had to tell this woman, look, I've already cancelled the shoot. The photographer isn't even in town. So I think we'll do this another day. So just tell him not to bother coming. We'll do this another day. But in reality, I just picked my son, went for the shoot, and had a great day. Like, I couldn't even imagine having him there. I think it would have ruined the whole thing. Let me just be honest. So ladies, just know every plan you have, even if you're planning a vacation, even the littlest of details, they always tell their mothers. And what shocked me from this video is that are their mothers calling their son sexy daddy? What do you mean sexy daddy? Sexy daddy? Like, that is so funny. Sexy daddy. Like, come on. Where have we gotten? Like, sexy. Oh my God. Come on. Let me tell you, if you're a mama to a boy, please raise a healthy man. Don't raise a man who will cost the trauma we've been caused. Don't be a failure. Don't be a failure mother who raises men who beat on women. Let me tell you, if you raise sons who beat on women, who believe women are second-class citizens, second-class human beings, I mean, who leaves women pregnant, who doesn't take care of his kids, who is not responsible, you failed as a mother. Yes, you failed as a mother. I agree you can raise a kid well, but the kid can be so entitled, can get into wrong groups, unless it's that. Some mothers deliberately raise these abusive men. And they want them to abuse other women the way they were abused. So, and these women, when you tell them, oh, your son is doing this and this, they tell you, even me, I went through it. It is normal. It is normal for men to cheat. So, someday I had a discussion and asked that woman, so it's normal for them to cheat and bring a disease home? So it's normal for you to deal with diseases, or what are you trying to tell me? She went silent. Because me, I'll ask you. Me, I don't shy away from asking you. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'll ask you, but I'll do it respectfully, because what do you mean it's normal? What do you mean, like, I should just be cheated on? With your good for nothing son, first of all. Like, I'd rather it will be a man with money. A man who gives me money even to go to vacation, even I forget that he's cheating, you know? There are certain men who will... But it's this man who has nothing to offer you except sorrow and misery. That's the only thing some men can offer you. And a trauma dick. That's the only thing they can offer you. Nothing more. Nothing more. And then they usually act as if their moms are moms of the year. You will think their moms are managers. They run these big companies. Like, you would think their moms are those moms. You know? You know there's a man who you can meet, and the mom is on another level, to the point that you really admire that woman. Yani, she's unbothered. She has her own shit going. She doesn't meddle in your issues. She respects herself. She stays away from you guys and your issues. Like, that is a mother-in-law I would respect. In fact, you would want to get close to her. You will even wonder, why is she not getting... Because she doesn't want no drama. And personally, I'll be that type of a woman. No, me, I have my own things. I have a plane to catch. I have a flight to catch, my son. I don't have time for your nonsense in your marriage, or blah, blah, blah. She did this. You go sort your issues out. We won't have that discussion, oh, she's a bad woman. I'm a woman. I know. What tells you that you're so good? And let me tell you something. These women forget that the only reason a mother loves that man is because it's her son. The only reason his kids love him is because it's their father. The only reason other people love him is because maybe they are related. But the only reason you love him is because you chose him. It's not a mass, like you just chose him. You just chose to love this man. But they'll treat you as if you're the biggest enemy. As if you came to tear down a mom and son of the year relationship. And half of the time, like I said, these moms ain't shit. They are normally miserable. They are normally condescending. They are normally evil. Some of them are even into witchcraft. Some of them will even use witchcraft in your relationship. You guys have not seen things here in Africa, my dear. Brace yourselves. The lady who says that her ex-boyfriend used to cuddle and sleep with a mama. Oh my God. I don't think I can stand such a man. Like, oh my God. Like, I've never had something so bad as that. Like, to the point that this man gets in bed with his mom and cuddles and like pillow talks. Like, what the hell? What the hell? No wonder these relationships are called incestuous. Because for real, they're incestuous. Like, what the hell is that? Like when you look at that, what the hell is that? Anyway, ladies, we've come to the end of this video. I don't know whether you enjoy this video. Myself, I've really enjoyed this video. And like I said, I'm opening a new channel called The Truth Serum. Over there, we won't be having limited talks. Like you see how in these videos, my voiceovers have to be limited because somehow the video will be so long. And plus, most of you come here for TikTok compilations. Most of you don't come really here for my talks. However sad that is to say, oh my God, yes, I know. But for those of you who come here for these voiceovers, I'm opening a new channel. And over there, oh my God, we'll be enjoying, we'll be having these discussions. We'll even be going live. Ladies, it will be such a nice place. Anyway, ladies, please enjoy your day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.